At first, it was nothing more than a tiny speck, just a data anomaly, a faint line of light crossing a digital sky. Easy to ignore. Easy to dismiss. But within moments, it became something else entirely, something terrifying. An object had entered our solar system, and it was moving fast, too fast. It didn't follow any known orbit. It didn't belong to the Oort cloud. It didn't behave like anything we've ever seen. And even more unsettling, it came from a region of space that scientists have feared for decades, the same area linked to the infamous WOW signal. Now, a new interstellar object known as 3I Atlas is racing toward the heart of our solar system. But what truly shocked scientists wasn't just its arrival. It was what the James Webb Space Telescope discovered trailing behind it. Strange gas emissions. Absorption lines that defy explanation. And most disturbing of all, a signal. A structured pattern that looks far too deliberate to be random. A whisper from the darkness that has left even the world's top astronomers speechless. Is this a natural object? A cosmique accident? Or something that was meant to be seen? The entire world is watching, because this time, we may not get another chance. From the very moment it was detected, 3I Atlas began breaking every expectation. It was already deep inside Jupiter's orbit, moving at over 61 kilometers per second, faster than any known asteroid or comet. But speed wasn't the only anomaly. Its path was almost too perfect. Instead of entering at a chaotic angle like most interstellar objects, it aligned almost exactly with the plane of our solar system, as if following a calculated route. A coincidence so rare that it immediately raised alarms. Even more unsettling, its trajectory brings it dangerously close to Mars, giving our orbiters a perfect view before looping around the Sun. And yet, it will never come close to Earth. At its nearest point, Earth will be on the opposite side of the Sun, as if intentionally avoided. This is where suspicion turned into concern. When scientists traced its origin, they found it came from Sagittarius, the exact same region where the WOW signal originated. But unlike that mysterious burst, this object isn't silent. As 3I Atlas moved closer, scientists aimed the world's most powerful instruments at it, including the Very Large Telescope in Chile and the James Webb Space Telescope. What they found shattered everything they thought they knew. Normally, when a comet heats up, it releases gases like iron and nickel together. That's how they form in stars. But this time, only nickel was detected, no iron. A separation so unnatural it seemed almost intentional. Then came another anomaly, cyanide. While it does exist in comets, the way it appeared here was different. It spiked rapidly, as if released in a sudden chemical burst, not a slow reaction from sunlight. This kind of behavior isn't typical of rocks or ice. It's more consistent with engineered materials under stress. Some experts, including Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, have even suggested the unthinkable. What if this isn't a comet at all, but a machine? One of the most chilling details isn't just what the object emits, it's how it shines. Normally, comets reflect sunlight. The brighter they appear, the larger they must be. But in this case, the brightness doesn't match the size. Based on its glow, 3I Atlas should be enormous, larger than Manhattan. But observations suggest it's much smaller. That leaves only one explanation. It might be producing its own light. Even more disturbing, its heat signature is uneven. One side emits more energy than the other, with patterns that don't match natural rotation. It almost looks like exhaust ports, or internal compartments. What once seemed like a chunk of rock now behaves more like a probe, something designed not just to exist, but to observe, and maybe even to hide. This isn't the first time we've seen something like this. In 2017, an object called Oumuamua passed through our solar system, showing strange acceleration with no visible cause. Scientists couldn't explain it, and eventually, they stopped trying. But now, with 3I Atlas, it feels like history repeating itself. Only this time, we are paying attention. Because if this object is artificial, the question changes completely. It's no longer what is it, but who sent it, and why now? Then came the signal. At first, It was faint, almost invisible in the data, easy to dismiss as interference. But as more observations came in, the pattern repeated. It wasn't random. It was structured, precise, mathematical. Scientists compared it to known cosmic signals, pulsars, fast radio bursts, even the original WOW signal. And what they found was deeply unsettling. Not only did it match the same frequency range as the WOW signal, but it also came from the exact same region of space, Sagittarius. But this time, the signal wasn't distant. It was traveling with the object itself, as if 3I Atlas wasn't just emitting gas and light, but transmitting something. Whether intentional or not, we are no longer just observing. We may be intercepting a message. To understand just how serious this could be, we have to go back to 2017, to Oumuamua. It was the first confirmed interstellar visitor. Silent, fast, and completely unexplained. It accelerated without leaving a trail, almost like it was adjusting its course. Some scientists believed it might have been artificial, but the idea was quickly pushed aside. Now, with 3I Atlas, those same questions are back, louder than ever. But here's the difference. Oumuamua was already gone before we could react. 3I Atlas is still here. And as more data comes in, a darker possibility is beginning to take shape. What if this object isn't just artificial, but aware? Not conscious like us, but purposeful. Its path is too precise. Its behavior too controlled. It observes without being observed. It avoids Earth while still studying the solar system. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't explain itself. It simply watches. Its chemical emissions suggest design, not decay. Its glow defies physics. Its signal carries structure. Every detail points toward intent. Not contact. Not communication. Just observation. Measurement. Evaluation. Almost like something is testing us, watching how we react. And then there's its chemistry. Carbon dioxide, cyanide, and pure nickel vapor, an unusual combination. Alone, each could be explained. Together, they tell a different story. These are the kinds of emissions you might expect from advanced industrial processes or propulsion systems. Some scientists have even suggested we might be witnessing a damaged spacecraft, leaking materials as it passes close to the Sun. This brings us to a chilling idea known as the dark forest hypothesis. It suggests that the universe is full of life, but everyone stays silent. Because in a dangerous universe, making noise could get you destroyed. So every civilization hides and watches. Now imagine 3I Atlas as a scout, a probe designed to blend in, gather data, and avoid detection. It never approaches Earth. It never reveals itself. But it observes everything. And the moment we detect it, everything changes. Because maybe it was never meant to be seen. Or maybe this was the test. On October 3, 2025, 3I Atlas will pass close to Mars. This will give us a rare chance to observe it directly using orbiters like the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. It may not capture fine details, but it could confirm something critical. Is the object reflecting light or producing it? But there's a growing concern. What if it does something unexpected? What if it changes course? Or disappears completely? Behind the scenes, things are already changing. Data from major space agencies has started to vanish. Access has been restricted. Scientists have been pulled from projects. Research has been delayed or quietly removed. A phrase has begun circulating in private discussions: data anomaly lockdown. At the same time, artificial intelligence has been used to analyze the signal. What it found shocked researchers. The pattern appears to be self-correcting, like code. It resists noise. It adapts. It even seems to respond, but with a delay, as if waiting for something. This isn't just a signal. It might be a reply. And that leads to an even stranger idea. What if this object is part of something bigger? A network. A system of probes spread across the galaxy, quietly monitoring civilizations. each one passing through, collecting data, and moving on. Even more unsettling, some researchers believe its trajectory and emissions form a pattern, a kind of map. Not a normal map, but a fractal one, pointing towards something else in space. And then there's the possibility that pushes everything into the realm of the unknown. What if this isn't just a machine, but something tied to the very structure of reality itself? Some theories suggest it could be a kind of glitch, an object that doesn't follow the rules because it comes from somewhere beyond them. As if that wasn't enough, recent observations suggest it may be affecting spacetime itself. Pulsars, usually perfect cosmic clocks, have started showing slight timing errors when their signals pass near the object. It's as if space itself is being distorted. And still, the mystery deepens. Some have even noticed that the signal from 3I Atlas shares similarities with the Voyager Golden Record, humanity's message to the stars. Almost like an echo. A reflection. Which raises a haunting question. Did we send that message? Or were we responding to something we didn't even realize we had already received? Now, as theories pile up and answers remain out of reach, one thing becomes clear. This is no ordinary object. It challenges everything we know about physics, chemistry, and even reality itself. A comet that isn't a comet. A signal that may not be a message. A visitor that might not be alone. And perhaps the most unsettling possibility of all. What if this isn't about them? What if it's about us? What if the signal isn't meant to communicate, but to observe how we respond? A mirror, reflecting our curiosity, our fear, our need to understand. Because now that we've noticed it, now that we are listening, we can't pretend we didn't. Maybe we were never meant to answer. Maybe we were meant to be studied. So now the question is yours. Do you think 3I Atlas is natural? Or is this the beginning of something we were never meant to see? Let me know what you think. And if you're ready to explore the signals others ignore, stay tuned.